The stranger who saved my life. The night I decided to end my life, it was raining in New York. The city lights bled into the wet asphalt, each reflection more distorted than the last, like my thoughts that refused to stay still. I had walked for hours without knowing where my legs were carrying me, replaying every mistake, every loss, every moment that had dragged me into this heavy silence inside my chest. I stopped at the Williamsburg Bridge. The East River roared beneath, black and merciless. My hands trembled as I gripped the cold steel railing. I wasn't drunk, though I wished I had been. I wanted the courage to jump, the courage to silence the noise. I leaned forward, testing how far I'd have to climb before gravity could claim me. And that's when I heard him. "Don't do it." The voice cut through the storm. I turned. A man stood a few feet away, hood pulled tight, rain dripping from his chin. He looked ordinary, almost invisible, someone you'd pass on the subway without noticing. But his eyes were steady, sharp in a way that felt dangerous and protective at the same time. "Get away," I said, my throat raw. He shook his head slowly. "If you jump, you won't just kill yourself. You'll kill someone else too." I frowned, confused, my body half over the rail. "Someone will have to pull your body out," he continued, stepping closer. "Some kid will see you hit the water. Your mother will get a call she'll never forget. I've seen it. Don't do that to them." The words hit me harder than the rain. He wasn't pleading. He was stating facts, like someone who had already lived through the aftermath. "Who are you?" I whispered. "Doesn't matter," he said. "Step back." For reasons I still don't understand, I obeyed. My legs shook as I climbed back onto the sidewalk. The man didn't smile, didn't reach out to comfort me. He just studied me like he was making sure I wouldn't bolt. "You hungry?" he asked. I stared at him. "What? You need food. Come on." We ended up in a 24-hour diner 2 blocks away. The kind with flickering neon signs and cracked red booths. He ordered black coffee and pancakes. I hadn't eaten all day, so I followed his lead. "What's your name?" I asked. "Eddie," he said flatly. Why did you stop me?" He stirred his coffee, eyes never leaving mine. "Because 10 years ago, nobody stopped me." I froze. "You tried." He nodded once. "Same bridge. Same rain. But I jumped. I couldn't speak." He leaned back, voice calm, almost detached. "They pulled me out of the East River. Broken ribs, punctured lung, half dead. Some EMT refused to give up on me. Spent 6 months in a hospital bed, hating her for saving me. Then I got out, and I was still alive. Still broke. Still alone. But I had another chance." I swallowed hard. "What did you do with it?" He gave a humorless smile. "Still figuring that out. I work construction now. Keep my head down. But I promised myself something: if I ever saw someone about to do what I did, I'd stop them." Silence stretched between us. The clatter of dishes, the hiss of the coffee machine, the laughter of a drunk couple in the corner, all of it felt miles away. "You think I can just go back?" I asked quietly. Like nothing happened. "No," Eddie said. "You'll wake up tomorrow and hate yourself for still breathing. But then you'll wake up again the next day. And again. And maybe one day, the hate will weigh a little less. But you gotta stay alive long enough to find out." I don't remember eating, though the plate was empty by the time we left. Eddie walked me to the subway. He didn't ask about my family, my job, or why I wanted to die. He didn't give me advice or quote scripture. He just walked beside me like a silent bodyguard against the night. At the station, I turned to him. "Will I ever see you again?" He hesitated. "Probably not." I felt a strange ache in my chest. He had saved me, fed me, walked me back. Yet he was about to vanish like a ghost. "Why not?" I asked. He looked at me with those sharp eyes. "Because if you're waiting to see me again, you're still thinking about dying. And you need to be thinking about living." Then he turned and walked into the rain. Months passed. I never saw Eddie again. But something shifted that night. It wasn't like my life suddenly got better. I still lost my job, still fought with my family, still dragged myself through mornings that felt heavier than nights. But I didn't jump. I didn't let go. Sometimes, when the urge returned, I'd find myself at the diner, ordering pancakes and coffee, staring at the booth where Eddie had sat. I'd hear his voice in my head, "Stay alive long enough to find out." 3 years later, I was sitting in a different hospital, not as a patient, but as a volunteer. After clawing my way back into life, I'd found a calling, helping others who wanted to leave it. That's when I met a young man named Marco. He'd been pulled from the edge of a parking garage, wrists bleeding, eyes hollow. He wouldn't look at anyone, wouldn't answer questions. I sat beside him and said the only words I could think of. "Don't do it. If you jump, you won't just kill yourself. You'll kill someone else too." His eyes flicked to mine, startled. I kept going. "I know, because someone once told me the same thing. And he was right. If I had jumped, I wouldn't be here, telling you this. I wouldn't be here to say you matter. Even if you don't see it yet." And in that moment, I realized something. Eddie hadn't just saved my life. He had passed me a torch. One stranger to another, a chain of survival stretching further than either of us could imagine. Marco lived. And so did I. I never found Eddie again. Maybe he disappeared into the city, maybe he's gone now. But every time I save someone else, every time I whisper his words, I feel him beside me. The stranger who saved my life didn't give me answers. He gave me time. And sometimes, time is the only miracle we need.